Hi, I'm Gail Damiano, high performance intuitive coach, motivational speaker, sober mom boss, and I am the founder of Legal Ease Wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here doing this wonderful interview series for my people in the legal industry who are making waves and doing great things. Today, I am with Elena Deutsch, who is the founder of W.I.L.L, Women Interested in Leaving Big Law. And I am going to just jump right in with Elena here and just ask a few questions so you can get a flavor of who she is and what she has to offer. Hi, Elena. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Gail, thanks so much for having me.
Yay, I am so delighted. Okay, so just a few questions to get rolling. And number one, right off the bat, what is your favorite way to introduce yourself to people?
So I love to tell people that I help women lawyers who feel stuck and unhappy in soul sucking, time sucking, life force sucking jobs.
Wow.
And I help them figure out what it is they really want to do and then go for it. Develop the courage and the habits and the decision-making muscle to go for it.
Oh, I like that decision-making muscle. It's not flexed enough. People, I have to say this, that especially because the work I do too, you run into it all the time and in our own lives, right? When we just make a decision without really looking at all of the different avenues. And something I teach is intuition. So it's a big part of it. So how does that play into what you're teaching? I'm going off.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
it's great.
Like, tell me a little bit about that muscle.
Yeah. So like full disclosure, I'm a Gemini. I'm like a triple Gemini.
Okay.
I struggle with decision making.
Okay.
So this is not just, it's for my people, but it's a practice that I am working on developing also, is learning how to listen to that inner knowing, like you're talking about, your intuitive coach, right? To really be able to quiet that noisy, critical mind of all the shoulds and listen to that deeper, quiet voice. And then, and that's a habit, right? That we get to cultivate. And Will is about helping women like leave their jobs, but it starts with like those decisions to invest in themselves and put themselves first, and and listen to that nudge that like life, there's got to be more to life than this.
I hear you 100,000,000%. I love that. I'm so glad I asked that question. So I will ask you this then. When you set out to design, when you set out to design Will, you just call it Will, right? You don't spell it?
I do call it Will. Yeah, but okay, it is, I really appreciate that you said the big law because many, women lawyers have invested so much in becoming a lawyer, and they're not sure that they want to leave the law entirely, but many of them really do want to leave big law jobs or other legal kind of jobs that are just, and I'm not being like too overly dramatic, that they feel are killing them, that they are feeling dead inside.
Oh, I just got a whole chill down my spine because I wasn't a lawyer. I worked in legal for 13 years and I was excellent at my job. But again, it was the soul sucking. I wasn't happy. I had a bigger calling. I wasn't listening to my inner voice. And it's just like, it really starts to eat you away, eat away. Right. Yeah. So, and there's so many people that are just holding on for 20 more years to retire. It's like, well, you don't have to.
And not even 20 more years, like if I can share a quick story, like a member I've been working with for a little while, about 6 months, and then she joined my mastermind. So after people finish my initial program, I help women lawyers who want to start their own businesses. I have a small mastermind right now. And she had a breakdown, right? She just couldn't, she was working 12, 14-hour days, almost 7 days a week, right? For 6 years. She took a 2-day vacation over the summer in Maine, 2 days. And her body just said no. At some point a few months ago, her body just said no. And she, took a 2-month leave of absence from her big law job. And then she went back and she tried to set boundaries and she tried to take care of herself. And, she just decided like, it's my job or my life.
Oh, absolutely. Oh man, so many goosebump moments already. I'm just like, "Ooh, yes, I resonate with it wholeheartedly. I get it. And that's a lot of the time how it happens. Unfortunately, we break down before we can really start to reach for the help that we have been like really seeking the whole time, but just didn't have the guts to reach out, or even the knowledge that we didn't, the brain heart connection isn't firing, it's not connected yet, or we're not aware to it.
Right. And we're not taught how to connect it, right? It's why you're an intuitive coach, right? Because people need help to connect it. We're not taught how to manage our mind and our anxiety and calm it all so that we can listen to that. We're not taught that in school.
No.
And we're taught like succeed and get good grades and do well on your SATs and go to law school. And then, the people who find me, they're at this point of like, well, I've done all that and I'm not satisfied. This isn't meaningful. I don't feel fulfilled.
Right.
I'm here on earth to do something more meaningful.
I love that you have such a specific target audience too. Just like so specific. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, what is your personal best kept secret for managing your well-being now and moving into the future?
Yeah, I really have built, I'm proud to say, and it didn't come easily and I'm not perfect, but I have built a morning routine that does fuel me. And I have been doing yoga for pretty much all my adult life, and I'm not great. I'm not like, I have a goal still to do a handstand. I'm not there yet. But I do get up at around 6:30. I do some yoga. I do meditate. I use one of the meditation apps. I use Calm, and then I do a little journaling. And that really is very grounding for me. It helps me start my day, knowing I've kind of put some gas in the tank and just centered.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because for me in my practice and in my coaching too, it's like the keystone really is the morning ritual. You have to have a routine. You have to have something you do every day in the morning, first thing to set your day. And if you don't, everything kind of just goes to the wayside. I will say, since I became a mother, the morning routine is totally unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? So I'm still getting back into the swing of things, but
yeah, we got a puppy,
and it is what it is. So
yeah, we got a puppy. It totally threw me off for a few months. Like, and it's, again, imperfect. And so one of the things I teach the members of W.I.L.L and anything is like progress, not perfection.
Absolutely.
Right. And a little something, and like you do it for a little bit and you fall off. And it's like any habit. And then it's just a choice, back to decisions, right? It's a choice to get back on and do it imperfectly.
Yeah, it's so important to not beat yourself up about it, because especially, I mean, I've been called a type A personality more than once, and I didn't take any offense to it, but I get it. I'm very goal oriented. I'm very driven, and this person. So I see that. It's like, if I fall off the wagon, or if I do something differently one day and I don't have the same result, I tend to want to beat myself up about it. But that's a practice that I've been working on for my whole life, is to just cool your jets.
Well, and I think that's
going to be fine. It's just do it again.
Yeah, do it again, get up again. And I think that's really reinforced in the legal world, where it's this all or nothing thinking is so commonplace. It's the norm. And so, and again, don't beat yourself up for that. You've been trained to think you either win or you lose. It's either your life is awesome or you're a total failure.
No, I worked in sales too, and it was no joke. Like, there's like no joke. It's a very black and white kind of winner and loser, and you can be both in the same day.
Right, and you can be both in the same day. And so like and for Lawyer Wellbeing Week, I want all the lawyers to hear, like, it's about just like, oh, wait a minute, there's many, many, many shades of gray in color, all the way in between the black and the white, right? And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be yes and.
I love that. The women in the law that you are coaching go on to have, or that you have coached, they go on to have brand new lives. with new careers, sometimes with they're still in law, but they're just in a different, version of what law looks like. So how would a woman that's watching this now know that she is ready to have that conversation with herself and with you?
Mm. I think it's if the pain is just intolerable and you've been suffering with it for just too long, and it's that you wake up in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning with just that pit of dread in your stomach, that like I just can't do this another day feeling, that like I've got to do something about this, then help is here. There are many other wonderful coaches working with lawyers. W.I.L.L, serves women. There are programs that serve both men and women. I also welcome non-binary people. So it's just like, if you are feeling like you just can't do this another day and you've tried on your own and you haven't made the success that you want, I want you to forgive yourself and just seek some help. Like, if you needed a plumber, right, you wouldn't just try and do it yourself. Or there's
Right?
so many things. I wouldn't fix my car myself, right? I hire coaches for like everything.
Yeah, yeah,
and,
same.
and coaches
Same
have
here.
helped me change my life like
Mhm.
so much. I'm so grateful.
Oh,
All my
me too.
teachers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Even when I invested in coaches and I didn't really fully understand, I guess it's almost every time that happens, but I didn't really fully, like, especially early on, I didn't really fully understand what I was getting into or what it was going to happen. And I really had the fear of, what if I don't recognize myself on the other side? Or what if something comes up I don't want to look at, or that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I did it anyway, and just felt like I just, like, through all the fear, just kind of stumbled through it until I got my footing. And then suddenly it was like a whole nother person. I was a whole nother person. And so anybody that's watching this, again, just on the heels of what you're saying there, it's a practice in trusting yourself too. So if you have that gut instinct, there's a reason. And it's because your highest self, your soul wants something bigger and something better for yourself. So just, start following and chipping away at that. um,
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
so women who do see this, who are watching us, are going to want to contact you. And what is the best place for them to do that?
I think my website is really the best place to come and get a sample, and you can get I've got some free resources, and it's womeninterestedinleavinglaw.com. So it's all one word. It's a it's a long URL, but it's womeninterestedinleavinglaw.com. And you can sign up there for a call with me, or you can grab a free resource.
Excellent. And I will be sure to put all of your links in here so it's easy for people to just click and go. And we have a few minutes left, so I want to just ask you, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so for Lawyer Wellbeing Week, one of the things I encounter so much is that there is so much fear and anxiety every day. So lawyers are running, at high anxiety levels, not for years, for months, weeks, months, years. The billable hour is always like nipping at your heels. If you feel like you're in the hole, it's like all of it. So I want to share one thing that I've learned about anxiety during doing the work that I do with people, which is that anxiety is a physiologic response to danger, right? So when you're in that constant state of fight, flight, or freeze, your body thinks it's in danger, right? That the billable hour not really is going to eat you, but like that gap is always causing that fear. Even just now, as I'm saying this, notice what's going on in your body. So I invite you to listen to your body and do some breathing techniques. And one of my favorite techniques that people love, and people love using it with their kids also, is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's not Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's about like looking around your space and noticing. So seeing 5 things and being like, there's my light, there's the window, there's my computer. And then touching 4 things. So like I'm touching yourself, like putting a hand on your heart, rubbing your arms a little bit, rubbing your hands. So 4 things that you touch, 3 things that you can hear. So get really quiet and present. Right now I hear birds chirping. And then 2 things that you can smell and 1 thing you can taste. And that just brings you back into the moment. So I just want to share that with people.
I love that. That's very, I'm a big fan of, bringing your awareness back into your body as well, because we get stuck, what I call the danger zone, between the temples, get out of the danger zone. And, so a big way for me that I teach to do that is really body contact. And really it's rewiring the it's all neuroplasticity, right? So we're just kind of building new pathways and
right.
And learning how to, get off of out of that rut and onto a new path, So what you're talking about is exactly the same thing. And it incorporates all the senses. I love that. It's very cool.
And what's great about that is so many women who come to W.I.L.L, they love learning, right? They were great students. They love to learn. That's why they loved law school. So learning new skills, right? And we can learn new things and build those new neural pathways like you were just talking about. So it's not like there's nothing wrong with you. You're not done. There's so much more out there for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elena. This has been a lot of fun. I do want to round this out with just a little plug on myself, because why are we here?
Yeah, thank you. And Gail, thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
absolutely. So excited. So I will let everyone know that you can find me at gaildamiano.com. And you're in luck because my next group program is starting May 10th. So if you go to my website, you can sign up. It is called 6 Habits. It's based in habits like that we're talking about, really. So there's 6 habits I designed. Once I got sober, I needed something to keep my mind on and reform my own habits. So I had a healthier contact with myself and living into my new life. And what happened is nothing short of a miracle. So I teach it now and it's huge. People love it. So go find my website, sign on, and I will see you there. Otherwise, have a great lawyer well-being week.
Yeah.
I'll say well-being in law week, because I want to include all of my legal friends. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, Elena, I wish you all the best. This is so great to see you again. You look lovely, like I said, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.